Hi, I'm Steve, and with my wife Carolyn, we are hooked on cruising. I've done a couple of videos talking about using my CPAP machine on a cruise, and one of the questions I know that had come up from one of the people that had watched it was, do you use a battery backup to run the CPAP while you're traveling? And the answer to that at the time was no, I have not used it on a battery. I've always had it connected into a wall outlet to be able to use during the night. But I had picked up, in the midst of picking up a travel CPAP recently, a portable UPS battery backup unit for it. Box for it looks like this. And here's what the actual unit looks like. It came as basically three pieces in the box. There's the actual unit itself, its power cord to plug into the wall, and a neat little carrying case to be able to carry it around with you. I have actually had a chance recently to use that for a couple of days. Had one day where I used it where it was actually plugged into the wall, so there was actually charging overnight, but would provide power if the power was interrupted. That was in a hotel environment. Not likely to have needed to use the battery backup at all. That seemed to function just fine. Then I had a second night where I did not have it plugged into the wall at all, so it was using just the battery feature off of it. That would be great if you're in a cruise type environment and happen to lose power overnight to be able to keep the CPAP running for you. Likewise, if you're in a situation where you go out camping, things like that, and do not have access to power to be able to run things, you could still be able to use it overnight to be able to run a CPAP machine while you're camping and presumably sleeping in a sleeping bag or whatever. So, or under the stars, however that works. It works actually reasonably well. I'll actually turn the unit on for you here, and you'll see that it is currently showing me that I have 79% of the battery left. That's from the one night that I actually used it. So it has dipped just slightly. I think it actually showed 80% in the morning after I had used that. That was about a month or so ago. So the battery has held up really well. And for one night of usage, which was about 7.5 hours of usage of my Air Mini machine, this guy right here, used basically a fifth of the power for it. So if I was in a situation where I knew I wasn't going to be connected to a power outlet for several days, I should be in a position where I could use that for 3, probably 4 days and still be able to get power out of this unit to be able to run the CPAP overnight. So it has worked really well for me. When I initially had charged it, I let it charge overnight. I believe they recommend like a 5.5 hour charge time to try and get to full capacity. It does have a digital display on it to let you know how much power is left in the unit, so you can sort of keep an eye on that to figure out when it's reached its full 100% charge and go ahead and unplug it at that point in time. One of the neat things about this particular unit, it's got both a DC input, which I do not have, as well as its actual power cord plugs into the side here. So you basically just plug your CPAP unit into the normal AC outlet there in the front of it. But it also has a USB adapter on it, so that you could plug in a USB charging cable to be able to charge your phone or other portable device simultaneously while running your CPAP overnight. Wake up in the morning, and your phone should be fully charged at that point in time when you get there. I did not take this on the cruise that we had done a couple of months ago, in part because of the weight. It's got about a 2 to 3 pound weight associated with it, and didn't want to be carrying that with me through airports and things. It does claim that it is approved for TSA and FFA, approved for commercial air travel. So apparently it's approved for taking on a plane with you and using while you're on the plane as well. So that is a good thing. It claims the power capability is 43,200 milliamp hours, which is a pretty good amount of usage. So again, that would be a good way for you to be able to continue using your CPAP in a situation where you don't have power access readily available to you, and be able to get a hopefully good night's sleep. Hopefully this information is useful to you. There are a variety of these units out there on the market. This particular one, I believe, was on for sale when I bought it, in the $300 to $400 price range. So a little bit on the pricey side, but if you're in a situation where you're doing a lot of excursions to places where you don't have easy access to power, it's probably a worthwhile purchase for you to make. Hope this is useful to you. Feel free to subscribe to our channel. And as always, we'll see you later.